What if I told you that in the final desperate months of World War II, the Luftwaffe launched one of the most ambitious and catastrophic operations, an all-or-nothing strike meant to turn the tide of the war? Instead, it became one of the biggest disasters in German Air Force history. On January the 1st, 1945, under the cover of New Year's Day celebrations, the Luftwaffe unleashed Operation Bodenplatte, or Operation Baseplate, a surprise attack designed to cripple Allied air power in Western Europe. It was supposed to be a game changer. Instead, it broke the back of the Luftwaffe. What went so disastrously wrong, and could it have ever succeeded? Welcome back to the war. By the end of 1944, Germany's war machine was crumbling. The D-Day invasion had breached Hitler's Atlantic Wall. Paris was liberated, and the Allies were advancing relentlessly towards the German heartland. On the Eastern Front, the Red Army was carving through Axis defences, inching ever closer to Berlin. For the Luftwaffe, the picture was even bleaker. Years of brutal attrition had drained Germany's air force of experienced pilots and advanced aircraft. Meanwhile, the Allies had achieved overwhelming air superiority. Bombing raids on German cities were a daily occurrence, and the Luftwaffe seemed powerless to stop them. But despite the dire situation, Hitler refused to accept defeat. His solution was a daring, high-risk operation: strike the Allied airfields in Belgium, the Netherlands, and France in a coordinated surprise attack. The idea was simple but audacious: destroy as many Allied planes as possible while they were parked on the ground. If successful, this would weaken the Allied air presence, giving Germany ground forces the breathing room they desperately needed. Yet even before the operation began, cracks were showing. Poor weather, dwindling fuel supplies, and inexperienced pilots would all play a role in what was to come. But in the minds of the German High Command, desperation left no room for doubt. And here's a question: could the Luftwaffe's desperate gamble have been avoided with better strategy early in the war? Share your thoughts below. The German High Command called this Operation Bodenplatte, or Operation Baseplate. The name reflected its simplicity: a flat-out assault on Allied airfields near the front lines. Over 900 aircraft, primarily fighters, like the Messerschmitt Bf-109 and Focke-Wulf FW-190, were assigned to the mission. The plan called for simultaneous attacks on multiple airfields, each carried out by different Luftwaffe units. The timing was critical. January 1st, 1945 was chosen for its symbolic significance and tactical advantage. It was New Year's Day, and the Allies would likely be caught off guard. The Germans hoped to capitalise on poor weather conditions to mask their movements and delay an Allied response. However, the devil was in the details, or lack thereof. To maintain secrecy, Luftwaffe pilots were kept in the dark about their objectives till the last possible moment. Some were given only vague instructions, and few had maps or detailed intelligence on their targets. For inexperienced pilots, many of whom had been rushed through training, this was a recipe for confusion. Another major flaw was coordination. The operation required flawless timing and communication between units, but radio silence was imposed to avoid alerting the Allies. As you can imagine, this would lead to disastrous consequences. At dawn on New Year's Day, hundreds of German planes took to the skies. The operation began under the cover of darkness, with pilots relying on minimal visibility and their navigational skills to find their targets. The initial strikes were devastating. At airfields like Asch, Metz, and Eindhoven, German fighters strafed and bombed rows of parked Allied planes. Hangars were set ablaze and equipment was destroyed. In total, over 300 Allied aircraft were damaged or destroyed on the ground, a seemingly impressive result. But beneath the surface, chaos was unfolding. Many Luftwaffe pilots struggled to locate their targets in poor weather. Some became disorientated and attacked the wrong airfields, or even missed entirely. Others found themselves face to face with Allied fighter patrols, which reacted with surprising speed despite the element of surprise. Then came the most shocking failure of all. German anti-aircraft gunners, unaware of the operation, opened fire on their own planes. This tragic, friendly fire incident caused heavy losses and sowed even more confusion. The Allied response was swift and brutal. Anti-aircraft defences roared to life, and P-51 Mustangs and Spitfires scrambled to intercept the German attackers. By the time the dust settled, Bodenplatte had turned into a bloodbath. But here's a question: could better communication have saved the operation, or was it doomed from the start? By the end of the day, Bodenplatte's results were sobering. While the Luftwaffe had destroyed over 300 Allied aircraft, they had lost more than 200 of their own, and crucially, many of their remaining experienced pilots. For an air force already on its last legs, this was a devastating blow. The Allies quickly replaced their losses, but the Luftwaffe couldn't do the same. Bodenplatte, far from weakening the Allies, only accelerated the Luftwaffe's decline. After January 1st, 1945, the Luftwaffe would never again mount a major offensive operation. The operation was not just a tactical failure, but a strategic one. It highlighted the desperation of a regime grasping at straws and the inherent risks of relying on half-baked plans in the face of overwhelming odds. What do you think? Was Bodenplatte the Luftwaffe's final nail in the coffin, or could another approach have extended their fight? Let us know your thoughts. Operation Bodenplatte is remembered as a cautionary tale of military overreach. It shows how desperation can cloud judgment and lead to disastrous decisions. For the Luftwaffe, it was a mission that squandered what little strength they had left, strength they could ill afford to lose. The operation also underscores the importance of air superiority in modern warfare. Without control of the skies, even the most daring ground offensives can falter. Bodenplatte's failure reminds us that strong strategy is just as important as bravery and boldness. As we reflect on Bodenplatte, here's something to consider. Could a similar gamble ever succeed in today's era of advanced technology, drones, and real-time intelligence? Would modern military forces repeat the same mistakes? Let's discuss it in the comments. Operation Bodenplatte wasn't just a failed mission, it was a microcosm of Germany's collapsing war effort. It symbolised the Luftwaffe's decline and the Third Reich's increasing reliance on desperate measures. But history isn't just about recounting what went wrong, it's about learning from those mistakes. Bodenplatte teaches us the dangers of overconfidence, poor planning, and the cost of underestimating an enemy. Hi soldiers, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to check back in again soon. That's an order.